The Quran is the spring of the believer's heart, and it is the light of his chest. But the Quran, the smallest thing you have to learn from it first is the huruf, the tajweed. Then you have to memorize the nas, you have to memorize the ayat. Then you have to understand it, then you have to live by it. So the scholars, they say, going up like this will never become possible if you have not yet conquered the first level. So I'm reading wrong. That means whatever I memorize will be wrong. That means whatever I understand will be wrong. And finally, my implementation may all be wrong after this as well. Someone may say, but how can the implementation and the understanding have anything to do with how you read? Yeah, it has everything to do with it. لأن what you're reading, what you're understanding is not the same thing. And then what you implement is going to be completely different too. And وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And Allah knows and you do not know. You cannot say the ayn because you haven't practiced it. يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. So instead of this you say Hamza, Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. So now the meaning of what you said and the meaning of the tafsir that you're bringing together, they're not even in line in the first place. That's why the scholars, they say, Tajweed, it is ilm al-atfal. It is the knowledge of the children. The children are the ones who their tongues, they can master Tajweed a lot easier than the adults. The adult, his tongue is very crooked. One of our mashayikh, he mentions a story of a man he was correcting Surah Al-Fatiha for. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. He says صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم. He said عليهم 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 عليهم. He found a lot of problems teaching him. He said, can you hear me say عليهم? He said, yeah. So say عليهم. He said عليهم. And he couldn't do it. So this person, if you try to teach him the Quran like this, because his tongue is very crooked as an adult, he will get there in the end, but it will require a lot of effort. The children know. That's why it's called ilm al-atfal, the knowledge of the children.